NFL put me in the game, coach. I knock it down at the buzzer like my name go. MJ fadeaway, ayy. I'm a game closer. Pull up in that blacked out truck like my name Ghost. Hit him with that fist pump. I just won the game, yo. I make a champagne toast.
Boom, 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 bam. I'm back. It's the Great Debate Show. It's a Saturday, a super Saturday, a sensational Saturday morning edition. I hope y'all enjoyed the Great Debate Show last night. I actually did this the same night, but I got a lot of stuff going on, got some events and some bills to pay, as I always tell you all. So I had to come back immediately after the SmackDown post show, and I wanted to get this episode out of the way. If I did this live along with the SmackDown post show, it would have went on 2-3 hours. So I needed to get that out of the way, and now the wrestling is done. And everybody that asked me questions in the comments about Brock Purdy, should I sit this guy, start this guy, Debo, whatever. Let's see if you all come in here and watch this episode here. This is good content, and I need you to watch it whether I'm live or not. So this is the Great Debate Show. Thank you for joining me. I hope you are here to join me this morning on a Saturday. And we are getting ready for NFL Week 3 predictions in the NFL. If you missed the college football picks from Thursday, go back and check it out. That content is up on the channel here on YouTube. Just type in the Great Debate Show and subscribe. For anybody who's watching me on any other platform, TikTok, if you follow TikTok, you see this video up right now. Live or not, let's enjoy good content and follow the Great Debate Show. It's your favorite Uncle JJ. And as always, I got something to say. And what do I have to say today? Well, let's start this weekend off right. NFL Week 3 in the NFL. First, I'll just briefly talk about last Thursday night. No surprise. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills beat the Miami Dolphins. We knew it was going to happen. Josh Allen, 6 incompletions, 22 of 28 on the night. Didn't throw for a ton of yards, but it's just how efficient he's been. It's how he's been so good with the football. You know, no turnovers. He's been very careful with it. I mean, he's just been playing good football with his arm, with his legs. And he's doing it with a bunch of people that, no shade to those guys, but they're no-name receivers. They're not household names besides Kincaid. You don't know much about Keon Coleman yet. You don't know much about Shakir. You know, these guys are just, there's no more Steph Diggs. There's no Gabe Davises or anything. Gabe Davis is, I think, on the practice squad, but they're balling regardless. Shout out to their OC as well, because he's doing much better than Brian Dable. He got Josh Allen to he was always great, but he was careless with the ball. He's not even careless anymore. He's very, very, very safe and cautious with it, but still good and dynamic at the same time. Now, the Buffalo Bills, there's no surprise that they're 3-0. They're really not supposed to be, but they are. And they're taking care of business, even though they shouldn't have won the Week 1 game. You get what I'm saying? But now the Miami Dolphins at 0-3. Can we burn the house down now? Can we tear it down to the stubs now? Tua Tagovailoa, I just did my first segment last week after Week 2. And it's my new segment on Mondays called Taking the Trash Out Mondays. Tua Tagovailoa made that segment. He was the first player to make Taking the Trash Out Mondays. Well, I guess I need to take the trash out Thursdays, because he definitely is trash. As good as he played on Thursday night, as good as the Dolphins played on Thursday night, he's the reason why they still lost the game. Now, I'm not saying they would have beaten the Bills and it went to overtime had they tied it up 28-28, but he did the same thing in Week 3 that he did in Week 2. Turned the ball over at the worst time to turn the ball over. It would have been maybe acceptable in the first, in the second, or maybe even the third quarter. But to do it in the fourth on a crucial drive where you're trying to tie the score and take this to overtime, he folded yet again. It's time to take out the trash, Miami. And it's time to tear this down to the studs. If Tyreek Hill doesn't get suspended with this investigation, he should get traded now. And if not him, Jalen Waddle, why not? Trade him. The running back, why not? Trade him. And you're stuck with Tua, though. And that's the reason why I've been saying F the market. Because these quarterbacks, a lot of other positions for that matter, but just sticking to the quarterbacks right now, they do not deserve what they are getting paid. Just because they're the next man up. And the market says you got to pay me 50 plus million. Is Tua Tagovailoa playing like he should be getting 53 per? I think not. And what I hate about that is that you look at Tua getting paid 53, and then you look at Brock and you say, well, maybe he is worth the 53. You should give him 60. No, you shouldn't. Just because he's better than Tua or he makes better decisions. Purdy makes bad decisions too at times. These guys are not worth what they're getting paid. I don't care what anybody says. And yes, Brock Purdy has accomplished way more than Tua, but he did that with elite talent. Now, without that elite talent, we're still trying to figure out, is he worth every penny that they're giving him? Some people think that he's better than Mac Jones, but not $265 million better than Mac Jones. Speaking of those two, who's going to play on Sunday? Arizona Cardinals, San Francisco 49ers tomorrow on a Sunday. Is it going to be Brock Purdy or is it going to be Mac 10? Mac Jones, Glock Purdy, Mac 10. Which one is it going to be? Now, according to Kyle Shanahan, Brock Purdy has a chance to play on Sunday. He said, we will see. Brock Purdy says decision on playing status will come much closer to kickoff than it did last week. We will see. Purdy says he's day-to-day with the toe and shoulder injury. 49ers are happy with the progress that he's making after practicing again on Thursday. He also practiced on Wednesday. But that changed, though, on Friday, that status, just a little bit. I'll get to it in a moment. The NFL confirms that the tush-push penalty, or that it was a tush-push penalty from Sunday's game, Eagles-Chiefs. There were a few false starts that didn't get called. And once again, the league waiting too late to say they were wrong. And the officials will not get disciplined at all. Why is that? That's the $1 million question that I can't get anyone to answer for me. If this game is so real, why don't they get penalized for screwing this stuff up? It's because they're really not. Maybe it's because they're doing exactly what they're told. In other NFL news, I told you about Josh Allen and how he is snapped out. Allen surpasses 300 career touchdowns. Josh Allen overtakes Patrick Mahomes as the fastest player to reach that milestone. Switching to NBA real quickly, the Mavs signed Dennis Smith Jr., the former 9th pick overall, returns to the team that drafted him on a one-year deal, according to ESPN Shams. Chip Kelly says Tom Brady is not involved in the Raiders' game planning and the Fox role. Of course they're going to say that. Tucker Kraft has knee injury. The Packers tight end will be reevaluated after suffering an injury in practice. That's according to Ian Rappaport. Kelsey predicts the Tush Push ban. That's right, Jason Kelsey, that is, former Philadelphia Eagle. He says he believes that 2025 will be the final year for the Eagles' signature play. And that is probably, he's probably right. Because we got something also saying, I think yesterday, that's what Jason Kelsey said on Thursday, but on Friday, we found out that according to ESPN, the NFL, now this also came out later Thursday, the NFL will instruct officials to call the tush push tight going forward. That was according to the Washington Post. That is probably why Jason Kelsey says this is going to be the last year. They were just 2 votes shy of banning it this year. So after what we saw Sunday transpire, and again, I dare you screw the Chiefs over, because they're the ones who usually do the screwing. Yeah, now the NFL instructs the officials to call the tush push tight going forward. That's probably meaning that the Eagles are not going to repeat too, because this is a signature play that works for them so much. If you take this away, we'll see. Head coach for the Eagles, Nick Sirianni, says it's not going to change a damn thing until it's banned. They're going to continue to do what they do with the tush push. Baseball. Clayton Kershaw, a guy that has won me some parlays back in the day, hell, not too recently. But Kershaw is retiring after the 2025 season. The Dodgers legend / three-time Cy Young winner making his final regular season home start on Friday. Well, that was yesterday. I'm a little late with that. And in AEW news, Will Ospreay has neck surgery. The AEW star says he is facing a long road back to recovery. Hate to hear that, buddy. But man, damn. That's what happens when you continue to be a stunt daredevil every Wednesday on Dynamite and at their pay-per-view shows. They've got to stop doing all of that. It's not that serious. Okay, let's get to it. Football. Week 3 in the NFL. Who you got? Got some interesting games, somewhat. Let's go ahead and check it out. I wanted to make sure that I gave you all the news that I needed to give you. Jayden Daniels is out for week 3. Marcus Mariota will start now for the Commanders. So that's another backup quarterback we're going to see this week. We already got Jake Browning for the Bengals taking over for Joe Burrow, who had successful toe surgery. We already have, in that same game, J.J. McCarthy out. Carson Wentz will start for him. And now Marcus Mariota will take over for the Commanders as Jayden Daniels will sit this out. Another injury for the Bengals. Shamar Stewart is out week 3. The Bengals defensive end has an ankle injury, and he won't play versus the Vikings. Okay. I think I can move on. The Falcons released their kicker, Koo, and they signed Romo. Atlanta signs replacement kicker to a 2-year deal, according to NFL Network. And today we found out that Purdy is questionable for Sunday. Kyle Shanahan confirms that the 49ers quarterback making progress in toe, shoulder recovery. But I also saw ESPN came in right after that and said that Purdy is highly unlikely to start. The quarterback Brock Purdy toe listed as questionable versus Sunday's game versus the Cardinals. Mac Jones is likely to start. But as our Niner fans have been saying all along, when your Glock Purdy is not working, you just go get that Mac 10 and you reload. I think we're going to see Mac Jones for a second straight week. I don't think Purdy should be rushing this, and I don't think the coaching staff should be rushing Purdy back. It's like I said on yesterday's live stream, ladies and gentlemen. Purdy, you get healthy. Take as much time as you need, as long as Mac Jones is playing good. But as soon as Mac Jones starts playing bad and that Mac 10 starts to jam, we go back and we get that Glock Purdy. I hope you're healthy, Brock. We need you back. Just as simple as that. But it's good to know that he is recovering pretty good. This is an injury that can linger, though, on. And I thought if he made a mistake and came back, well, I thought it would be a mistake if he came back this soon on Sunday, because he could mess himself up even worse and miss more time than he should have missed in the first place. All right. And according to ESPN, that team that's charged with shooting 49ers Ricky Pearsall, he will be tried as a juvenile. 49er fans, we've got 2 players that have taken bullets on our team this year. Ricky Pearsall and B-Rob, right? Brian Robinson Jr. That gematria stuff I used to tell y'all about, they do these packs, allegedly, these blood packs. They both gave up blood. If this is a pact, why would they give up that blood pack? Maybe Brian Robinson, and they find themselves on the same team this season. Could Brian Robinson Jr. and Ricky Pearsall be cashing in on those blood packs by winning a Super Bowl this year in their home stadium? I just thought I would throw that out there. I know some of y'all are like, what the hell are you talking about? Never mind. If you gotta ask, don't worry about it. It could be a good thing, though, if you're a Niner fan. I just find it very, very, very ironic that the both of those guys who were both shot in attempted robberies find themselves on the same team this year. Bang, bang. All right. Football. I can finally get to these games now. I just wanted to get all of the news out of the way so I can just straight run through these games. And for the wrestling fans, one more time, last night I did SmackDown. Brock. Brock met Paul Heyman backstage. Excuse me, y'all. Cody and Drew are going to main event the PLE. They're starting off with Lesnar and Cena and Cody and Drew will close out WrestlePalooza tonight on ESPN Unlimited. I will be back tonight for the live stream also. I got to get my days right because it's really Friday night as I'm doing this. But yeah, Saturday night, I'll be back later tonight for the WrestlePalooza post show. Hopefully I can see some of it somewhere, but it won't be in my home because I'm not paying for it. But you all can tell me what's up, and I'll come back. All right, now, time for week 3 picks. Let's start with the Bengals and the Vikings, okay? Let's see. Well, no, I don't want to start with them. I'm going to start with ESPN Bet from the top. 12 o'clock games, Jets, Buccaneers. We've got the 0-2 Jets without Justin Fields this weekend, going into Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers, minus 290 or minus 6.5 on the money line, on the spread. Man, I would say the Buccaneers are going to win and cover, but I know that's a tempting thing. They want you to, if everybody says that they're going to cover, they'll probably win by 6 instead of 6.5, like the Bills did on Thursday night against the Dolphins. They won by 10. But everybody betted on them to cover, I'm sure, which was at 10.5. If you gamble, you know this stuff has to be a script. They're just watching this stuff and playing with your bets. Anyway, we think the Buccaneers are pretty much going to win that. Give me Tampa at home against the Jets. Steelers at the Patriots. 2 1-1 teams looking for a win. Aaron Rodgers was terrible last week against Seattle at home. I told you all that Jet game week 1 was his Super Bowl. Now, after that, whatever you want to call that last week, let's see what he does this week on the road at Foxborough. The Patriots don't look all that good to me. Drake May could be another one of those quarterbacks going through that sophomore jinx. Jaden Daniels is hurt. Bo Nix has not looked much better. It looks like he's probably regressed a little bit. It's just 2 games. But all these second-year quarterbacks, what a coincidence that they always go through sophomore slumps. They keep saying, well, it's because everybody's got film on them now. But what are those quarterbacks doing during the offseason getting ready to prepare for the sophomore season? They should be watching film too. So this shouldn't work with every second-year quarterback. I just don't believe that. Anyway, the Steelers can't run the ball, and they have a hard time playing good defense, really, to be honest with you. And while we can put some of this on the Steelers defense, what about Aaron Rodgers just not getting off the field on third downs? I don't really know how to pick this one, but I would not be surprised if the Patriots pull off this win. The Steelers are favored, minus 130, but I would want to take that plus 110 with New England at home. I don't know. I don't know about the Patriots defense, but if Aaron Rodgers can't get out the field on third down, he's opening the door for the Patriots to get an upset. I kind of want to take the Patriots here. And I actually think I will. Patriots with the upset. Falcons at Panthers. All right, y'all. The Panthers are 0-2, and they're making me look real bad. After I said that the Carolina Panthers were going to have a year to remember. The development of Bryce Young. 8-9 wins. They could be on the cusp of that 7th seed wild card. I went that far with my predictions before the season started. Now, Bryce Young did come back, but they still lost by, 5 in Arizona. Now they're at home, and I think this is their home opener. And they host the Falcons. The Falcons, they got an impressive win in Minnesota on Sunday night at minus 250. Most people will be picking the Falcons to win. 5.5 on the spread. Do I want to take a chance on the Panthers with the plus 210? I kind of do, but man, the Falcons' edge rush look like it's actually coming on. Give me the Falcons. I ain't really making any bets. I told y'all I don't make any bets until after week 4. This is just week 3. I'll take the Falcons. But man, it would be nice for the Panthers to pull off an upset here and give me hope on my early predictions. Looks like I'm going to be wrong about them, though. Give me the Falcons over the Panthers. Colts at the Titans. The Colts are 2-0, traveling to Nashville, coming to Tennessee, and the Titans are 0-2, and they really need a win. They're not favored to win, and I don't think anybody will take a chance on the Titans at plus 175. The Colts probably are going to go 3-0 more than likely. Jonathan Taylor's been playing good. He's healthy. Let's see how long that lasts, though. I want to see what the Titans do because the first 2 weeks for them were brutal to open up the season at Mile High against the Broncos defense. And then, even though the Broncos barely beat them and they didn't cover the 8, then they had to play the Rams. And I think that game was at home, but still, it's the Rams. They lost 33-19. How are they favored against a division opponent? The division opponent that has been looking pretty good, even though most people think that they shouldn't have won last week and the Broncos got robbed. Y'all, I think the Colts find a way to win this game still. Offensive line is just too good, and Daniel Jones has time in the pocket. The Titans defense, I guess it's still not quite where they want it to be yet. I got to go Colts. I'm not betting on this, though, at 4.5 on the spread. Maybe the Colts will probably win by 3. So I would probably say Titans plus 4.5. But, yeah, give me the Colts to win that game, though, just outright. Bengals at Vikings, the battle of the backup quarterbacks. I don't know what to say about this, y'all. I mean, the Bengals have more talent offensively, I think, now, with Jamar and T. Higgins and Jakeski and all those guys at tight end. And the Vikings, well, they've got some talent, too. But Addison is still suspended. Justin Jefferson is kind of all on his own. Aaron Jones just went on IR. He'll be out for at least 4 weeks. And now it's going to be up to Jordan Mason, the running back that they traded for from the 49ers. And they brought Cam Akers back in for a third stint with the Vikings. This looks like the Bengals can come in here and win. I don't know what to expect from Carson Wentz. This is his 6th team that he's going to start for in 6 seasons. But, I mean, could he come in just like that and, you know, win this game for the Vikings? I love Kevin O'Connell, the quarterback whisperer, but, yeah, I probably want to go. The Vikings are actually favored here, minus 150, but I tell you what, if Carson Wentz does play good and get this win, not a good look for J.J. McCarthy. Is he going to turn out to be, I wouldn't say Trey Lance, but it's actually more similar to the Trey Lance situation with San Francisco than a lot of people thought. He's missing time. He's hurt. The same thing happened with Trey. He wasn't that good when he played. Then he got hurt, and you never got to see the development. 2 to 4 weeks of JJ being out. What if Carson Wentz gets this win, and he gets another win, and it's like, all right, what do we do here? We're a playoff team, and he's winning. I don't know if you go back to the second-year pro who's still really a rookie. I think the Bengals can win this game. I don't think Jake Browning is as bad. I want to say that he's actually better than Carson Wentz these days. So I would take the Bengals with the plus 130 if I was betting. Vegas has the Vikings winning at home. I think that the Bengals can win this game, though. I'm taking the Bengals. Sorry, Kevin O'Connell. Excuse me. Now, the Raiders and the Commanders. All right, Geno Smith stunk it up on Monday night. Now he's coming in on a short week. Coming to Washington to play the Commanders, but they don't have JD5. No Jaden Daniels. It's Marcus Mariota. And Vegas thinks that another backup quarterback can get the win at home. Another minus 150. Commanders over the Raiders. They've got the Raiders at plus 130, just like the Bengals. I think I want to take the Raiders at plus 130. Y'all, Jaden Daniels got hit a lot. He's been getting hit a lot. Marcus Mariota, he can run. He can move. He can do a little bit more than Jaden with his legs, but Jaden can use his legs. But he's going to struggle throwing the ball. The Raiders' defense is so-so, but after taking that beat down they took from the Chargers, I think they bounce back on this one, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders went in there and beat the Commanders. I really wouldn't. I kind of want to take the Raiders here. I know Geno stunk it up last week, but that's every reason why I would kind of want to pick the Raiders. Nobody else will. If I don't pick them, I may take the Raiders plus 2.5 on the spread. That's probably what I would do if I was a betting man. Commanders probably still win, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders pull that one off. All right, Packers, Browns. Boy. The Browns look like they're going to go 0-3. And why the hell is Joe Flacco going to play after they go 0-3, 0-4? Can we see Dylan Gabriel and let's see what he's got? Then maybe by the time we get to Thanksgiving, we could possibly see Shadur Sanders. I don't know. this team is not going to win a lot of games. So why have a veteran quarterback like Joe Flacco there? I don't understand that one bit. Plus 340 is Cleveland. Minus 450 is the Packers. This is not worth betting. If anybody does, they're going to go 7.5 on the point spread with the Packers. I don't care. I'm not betting it. The Packers are going to win, though. I would be very surprised if the Packers got upset in Cleveland. Give me the Packers. Rams, Eagles. This is a 12 o'clock game instead of the game of the week. What? The Eagles are favored minus 190. Wow. And the Rams are plus 160. Underdogs. I would go plus 3.5 Rams. But if I was really betting, I probably would just take a chance on the Rams. The Rams were this close against the Eagles in the NFC divisional playoff game. I will not be surprised if the Rams pull off the upset. As a Niner fan, I don't need them to do that. But I think they actually can win this game. If I was betting, I would go plus 3.5 Rams. Texans at Jaguars. Man, the Texans need a win, but they're not favored to win this one here. Jacksonville is favored to win at minus 130 on ESPN Bet. The Texans got to get a win here, y'all. They just have to. They came really close to winning. They were in that game with the Buccaneers, even though they kind of were down, but they hung in there. This is a divisional game. I think the Texans can win this on the road. I'm taking Houston. Denver at LA Chargers. Y'all, Bo Nix isn't looking that good. The Broncos don't look that good. All right? Y'all saying they got robbed against the Colts, but if they were as good as everybody said they would be, it wouldn't have came down to that penalty, to that flag. And they didn't cover the 8.5 against the Titans. They beat them by 8 at home, week 1. I think the Chargers are going to win this game convincingly. They're at minus 145. I would take it. 2.5 point on the spread, minus 120. I would take that too. They probably won't let you do both, but yeah, I think the Chargers win by a field goal at least. So that 2.5, I would take it. Give me the Chargers. Saints at Seahawks. Y'all, we said the Saints weren't going to win many games this year, but I will say after playing them last week, my Niners, they don't look that bad. All right? Defense is not too shabby. Kellen Moore and his play calling, when he gets to speeding things up, they're not that bad, man. Spencer Rattler hasn't won a game yet, but they're this close. But they're coming into a hostile environment. Give me the Seahawks. Cowboys, Bears. A lot of wins for the NFC West. They're going to be racking some wins up here, too, if you're catching my drift. I think the Rams win. I think the Rams can win. I think the Seahawks win. And then the 49ers and the Cardinals that I'm going to get to in a minute. So it's going to be really huge for one of those teams, for both of them to get that win. Okay, Cowboys and Bears. This game right here is in Chicago. There's a lot of pressure on Caleb Williams, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, seriously. At 0-2, they cannot afford to lose this game. They cannot afford to go 0-3. Ben Johnson is a tough coach, and he's very hard on his players. He's telling the media that this is not even a practice. They can't even practice like a Super Bowl caliber team. He's coming out saying a lot of things publicly, and I don't know if that's really helping the team or if it's going to hurt the morale in the locker room. Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn probably should have stayed in Detroit because they both could be one and done with their coaching methods. We'll see how the front office feels about it. But the Cowboys, man, look, Dak is looking good. I'm not going to lie to you. They could be 2-0 right now. He won the shootout, I told you. The Cowboys will cook on offense. But how many shootouts do you trust Dak winning? Well, I kind of, believe it or not, have more trust in him now than I ever have. Even though Dak in the regular season has never been bad, it's just January where we can't trust him. That's when the motto that I use the most here on this great debate show, Dak is holding the Cowboys back. Well, not right now. Give me the Cowboys in Chicago with the road victory. They are favored too, minus 125. I would take it. I think the Bears go 0-3, and eventually, everybody that said Tyson Bagent, when I said Tyson Bagent will be starting at some point this season, you all said I was crazy. Well, TikTok did. How crazy am I going to look when they go 0-3, possibly 0-4? I think we still will see him at some point here. Now, I think that they should have more patience with with Caleb Williams. But I don't think Ben Johnson's going to have much patience with Caleb Williams. We'll see. All right. The late games, Arizona at San Francisco. I think we're going to get Mac Jones to start this game. We're favored to win minus 130. 1.5 point favorites. I think we do win. The Cardinals, this is going to be a tough task. This is going to be a good test, a huge test, because they've got a big defensive line. They've got a solid defense under head coach Jonathan Gannon. And we're also going to have to be able to try to stop their running back. You know, what's his name? The big guy. He's pretty good when he's healthy. So the main thing is going to be, can the Niners contain Kyler Murray? And I just trust Robert Saleh to do enough to get this win somehow, some way. And I think that Mac Jones, with that zip on that ball, if that ball comes out faster, if these people can get open, I think we're going to be all right. I got the Niners going 3-0. I hope I'm right. Bang, bang to my Niner gang. All right, Chiefs, Giants. How many late games is it? Okay, I already did the late games. Broncos and Chargers is a late game. I said Chargers, Saints, Seahawks. That's a late game. Cowboys and Bears is a late game. That surprised me. Maybe that's going to be the game of the week. Cardinals and 49ers, I got 49ers. And now the late game, Chiefs, Giants. This is a trap game for the Chiefs, even though I know they need this win. We think Xavier Worthy could play. He's probably gonna be wearing a harness for his shoulder injury that he has. But y'all, the Giants need a win. And after that shootout they had in Dallas and still blew it, I wouldn't be surprised if Russell still cooks a little bit more. And I think that defense is what the Chiefs should be worried about. Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Thibodeau, all those guys, Abdul Carter. These guys, I think, have a good chance of getting to Patrick Mahomes. They have not been blocking well. I mean, the Chiefs O-line. I wouldn't be surprised one bit if the Giants win this game, even at a plus 250. This game was on Sunday Night Football at MetLife Stadium. I think the Giants would win. I would actually take a chance on that. And Monday Night Football, we've got the Lions and the Ravens. Give me the Ravens. They're favored to win this thing minus 225. That's a bit high, but they probably will do it, though. As much as I like the Lions and they are back, I gotta take the Ravens here because it's in Baltimore. Had it been in Detroit, different story. I'll take the Ravens on Monday night. Sunday night, I'm taking the Giants for the upset. And I always had the Giants winning that game, even though I had the Chiefs 2-0 by now. This is a must-win for the Chiefs, but I think the Giants can win this game. I'm sorry. All right, if I change my mind, I'll let you know on Sunday, because I will be here Sunday night to go over everything that happened in the NFL on Sunday, recapping Week 3 in the NFL, and I may live stream somewhere around the late games. And tonight, I'll be back after WWE WrestlePalooza. All right, that's it. I just gave you Week 3 in the NFL. 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. Until we eat again, y'all be safe out there. Peace.
Had to cut, dog. I had some bras, let's go ride. That was 9-9. Me and my girls used to blow by. I stayed in the whole thighs. If it's beef, when I was in them streets, I was shooting like Kobe in 05.